News starts now with breaking news.
And I heard something that sounded like people dropping weights. And I turned and I could see the guy shooting at one guy that was dead over here.
Breaking news tonight at 5, gym goers reacting after chaos unfolds at LVAC, leaving 2 people dead, including the suspect.
Now we are learning that the shooting happened at the Rainbow and Vegas Drive location earlier today near the 95. Our Joe Moeller has been at the scene since we first heard of this happening, and he joins us right now with the very latest. Hey, Joe.
Well, Abel and Tricia, the investigation into this deadly shooting at this Las Vegas Athletic Club on Rainbow still underway here at 5 o'clock. The latest, we know 2 people are dead, 1 being the suspect, and 4 others are being treated at UMC, 1 in critical condition after the shooting unfolded here around 1:30. I'll give you a live look here at the Las Vegas Athletic Club. Again, this is on Rainbow, just next to the 95, south of Lake Mead, north of Vegas. Still closed here as there are several police units here for this investigation. This deadly shooting taking place inside here at around 1:30. Now, police say they responded to shots fired inside the gym at that time. A person who was working out says they heard 4 to 6 shots near the food counter. They say the suspect was walking around with what appeared to be an AR-15 type of weapon. He believes the person who was shot was being targeted. After the shooting happened, people fled to take cover, many running outside and some even running to the roof trying to get wherever they could. A witness saw police who were waiting outside when that suspect walked out armed with that firearm.
They were squatting down, then I heard maybe 1 or 2 shots. Then the suspect came out with the AR. I seen it. He kind of hopped around.
Outside?
Yes, and that's when another 4 or 5 shots went off and they took him down. He didn't die immediately. They actually dragged him to the safety out of the way by the patrol car and did CPR on him.
You saw that happen?
I saw it all happen. I even saw his boots. I remember the boots he had on, cowboy boots, I think, or dress shoes.
Well, that suspect was then transported to UMC where police say they died. Now back out here live, taking another look at the LVAC here. That witness I spoke to also has questions about what led up to this shooting. He says he believed the person who was shot was targeted. Now Channel 13 did also reach out to the LVAC, the gym that has several locations around the valley. We reached out to them about what unfolded here. They say they are cooperating with investigators and are providing video from inside of the gym about what happened in there. But as you can imagine, a lot of people have questions about what led up to this shooting. Many people inside of here witnessing what unfolded, many running outside. But again, 1 person who was shot inside has died, and the suspect has died as well. 4 others remain at UMC, 1 listed in critical condition. But people who were inside were being questioned by police. Alyssa Bethencourt is also standing by here just north of where I'm at on Rainbow. She talked to people who ran outside of this gym when those shots rang out, and she has more from what they had to say.
Joe, scary moments. As you can imagine, everybody that I spoke with today tells me they are shaken, but so grateful to be alive. I mean, think about it. This was a normal Friday afternoon at this LVAC. People were working out. A lot of them, like I do, had their headphones on, and it's because of that reason they really couldn't initially make out the gunshots. Instead, they thought that they were listening to the sound of weights dropping to the ground, and it wasn't until they saw people running and 1 person saw the gunman that they truly realized what was happening. Now, because of that, we did speak with 1 man who said the shooter was directly in front of him, and the first thing he thought to do was get on the ground and call for help.
I was on the running track, and then I heard what sounded like weights dropping, and I turned, and I could see him firing down on this guy over here. Then his gun jammed, and then he just started walking around in circles, and I don't think he knew what to do because he couldn't get it unjammed. And then he just left, and I think that's when the cops got him.
Yeah, he also told us he was in shock when we walked up to him just to ask him about what he had just witnessed. We've also talked to a ton of people who have been slowly leaving the gym this afternoon. One of those people is Anthony Velasquez. He described chaos inside the gym, people running out of any exit they could find and hoping to be reunited with their loved ones. In fact, our camera was rolling when Anthony saw his brother for the very first time after this shooting.
It's kind of hard to process everything right now. It's like, I don't want to say it's like bad, but I really can't. I don't have any emotions going through right now. I feel like I need time to sit with it, I guess. But it feels great to have him hug me and, you know, have that with the warmth of a loved one.
Yeah, and again, you guys, just very scary moments inside this LVAC near Lake Mead and Rainbow. Again, Metro Police confirming to us 2 people are dead, including the suspect, and several others are injured. We are expecting to hear from Metro Police once again sometime this evening. During that briefing, they're going to provide more information about possibly the suspect and what led to this happening. But in the meantime, Abel and Tricia, the feeling out here really just one of shock and sadness.
Yeah, we are all shocked here in our community.
I can't even imagine being inside of that gym when this all happened.
Terrible. Well, we reached out to the LVAC for a statement, and their spokesperson sent us a response. It reads in part, quote, "We are fully cooperating with law enforcement by providing video footage of the incident to help in their investigation. We don't have any other details about the situation right now. We are just praying for the safety of everyone impacted. Thank you for your understanding and support."